Okay, I think we are live. I see a Bavalia in the chat. Wait, let's go back to tall. Let me know if you can hear us. Say something, Aaron, so they can hear you.
Can you guys hear me?
And then it's like a
I've got it
10-minute
up on my phone
lag,
at the
or not
moment.
10-minute.
Oh,
That would be
lovely. Yeah, 10-minute lag might be a little bit too much.
Yeah, that would be insane. Okay, they're saying we are in fact live. Okay, sweet. So yes, we are doing a bit of a Aaron is slightly quieter than Madeline. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I can talk quiet.
Okay. I mean, I could also be louder.
There you go. I
I
like
have
that
no
one
problem with
better.
that.
Okay, so today, before I introduce our exciting guest for this evening, or I don't know where you are, maybe it's morning, who knows? We are doing a weird stream today in honor of Spooky Day and Spooky Week in general, because there's various spooky-esque holidays about this time. So we are returning to my craft potion world, which if you are familiar with the spell language, conlanging stuff, this is the same world. This is just a whole different aspect of the magic system where instead of the spell language, we are looking at the potion system. So to talk about the potion system, we have, wait, which side are you on? This side. Aaron!
Yeah, hello, me. I am here.
Yeah. Do you want to introduce yourself and your qualifications for this conversation?
No, why would I do that? Okay, I am Eiran at Ddwywent. I do conlanging and Worldbuilding streams, of course, as I think most people here know. Not streams, videos. Um, what was I saying? But I study chemistry at Ddwywent University. I am currently in my first year, but so far it's going well. I mean, I'm optimistic at least, but yeah, no, I thought, why not?
Yeah. It gives me another person to chat to because the way the format of this video is going to work, or the stream, because this is a stream, I'm going to just kind of go over what I currently have for the system. Aaron's going to ask some questions, maybe has some ideas. We'll talk about it back and forth, and then we are going to try to make some potion recipes, which is going to be interesting because it's a bit of a process. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I am the type of person with a magic system that I do not like any part of it to be very hand-wavy. I don't want to have to just like come up with random things for no good reason. Like I need there to be super like
Hard and fast
super
rules.
Yes, exactly. Even if no one in the world knows it and it feels a lot more like softer of a magic system in world, up in here it's like exact. Yes,
Yeah,
Nemo, we have
absolutely. Yes, hi, Nemo. Good to see you.
Yes. Okay. And we should probably at some point remind me to like throw your channel link in the description if I haven't already done that. Which I feel like I meant to, and then I probably didn't. But
I gotta get it up very quickly. I'll try to at least if Wi-Fi behaves.
Yeah. Well, while you were doing that, how many of y'all are familiar with the spell potion world? Or not spell potion, my spell language world, right? Where we have the language where you're commanding the spirits to do things for you and they exist in sort of like a side realm that is the magical essence of everything. And does that ring a bell for most of the people here?
Yeah, I mean, about as much as you have said is kind of what I'm familiar with personally.
Yeah.
I know there is almost certainly going to be like more stuff I don't know, but yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So yeah, since I've watched it grow for months, yes. Okay, great. So then I'll give just like a super, super brief little like few extra context details that will be useful here. But one of the first spells that we created in the spell language, or one of the first ones I had like my eye on to create, was pulling the pull magic spell, which is essentially commanding a spirit to bestow that of themselves from this object, which is essentially push the magic part or a magic element of this thing to the mortal realm, or I haven't named it, but like the realm that the people are in, right? And so that is sort of a required process in the potion system. So essentially you can have the magical essences of different items, right? So like, a plant or various things. There's like a weird scale about the types of things that can have magic. Like everything has magic, but how easily it can be pushed to the human realm it varies. So once you have all these ingredients, like you have them as their magical ingredient components, like these things aren't natively magical in the normal realm, then you can do things and make potions, right? So let me pull up. Where do I have it? Is it this one? No. Is it this one? That looks right. And then I think we want this guy. Yes, George. Okay, so I just started putting this in Notion. But the idea here, most of this I just summarized. This is kind of irrelevant about grimoires. But I'll go over the high-level theory of potion craft in this world. Oh, gotta wear the correct. There we go.
Unfortunately, I do not have one of my own.
Unfortunate.
Should have thought ahead, really.
But yes, so you have ingredients, and in combination or addition, they can create different potions, right? So ideally, you want to have ones that have the right like elemental composition, and heat is the most important one because it can't be removed. And actually, I realize this is not a good place to start. Let's go down to elemental interplay. I haven't explained this to anyone yet, so this is kind of my first time figuring out the right way to do it. Oh, I see what you mean, George. I see. Yes, so every ingredient, right? We'll call them plants. They're not all plants, but say you pull a plant over and now it has its magical essence, right? It can have a number of factors. It can have an optional magical base to it, which is sort of like the magical effect. So like some examples for that would be toxin is a base, or shield is a base, right? Just general like things.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
And then they can also have some combination of different elements. And these are essentially elements. If you imagine that as the plant in the real world is being nurtured, right? As it's growing, it's getting sunlight, it's getting nutrients from the ground, it's getting, all these different things. Those things also contain magic in the magical realm. So they're sort of fed by all those elements as they grow. So like, it depends on the way a plant grows, where a plant grows. Different plants have different growing conditions, which would cause like, you would tend to have lots of certain types of elements versus not, but it can kind of depend on the individual plant.
Right.
So those are these guys. Heat, water, earth, and energy. Earth is essentially, I think that mostly goes down into like the amount of like nutrients that are in the soil that it needs. And energy roughly equates to like pH is sort of where that comes from. And then each plant can have a dominant element and then recessive elements. And the dominant one is what affects that magical base, right? So you could have a toxin base, and then depending on which dominant element will determine exactly how it works or what it does. And then recessive elements can provide other additional, features to it. So any questions with that so far?
Not so far. I'll also just, as a little comment, sorry if I am being very quiet when I'm doing it. I'm literally just absorbing all the information you're saying. Don't worry. The first thing I actually think is less a question, is more of a comment, like on the things you also sent me earlier as well. The idea of the bases to me immediately kind of reminded me of how you get classes of organic compounds, particularly.
Mm.
So things like xanthides, for example. Um, to my knowledge, at least, all xanthides are stimulants. The most famous of which is caffeine, and
Oh.
another one is theobromine, which is found in chocolate as well, and
Mm.
things like that. So that it was just immediately kind of it made me think of that as like you have this one sort of base category. So all xanthides are based on a particular, as you say,
Mhm.
basic shape, and what happens with with chemistry is you basically add different groups onto that basic shape, and it has different effects once you can consume it.
Mhm.
This obviously is a little bit different to that, but that's kind of what it immediately reminded me of.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, it is very similar to that. We do have one. Hold on. Bavili asked a question. Stabilizing salt is an ingredient with interesting implications. Is that an inherent nature of salt or of a specific salts? So you're slightly ahead of the curve here, but you're talking about these, which we're going to come back to that in a moment. Yes, more Madeline time, Zeb. Okay, so now that we kind of understand what a plant has, right? Which
Mm.
it's not just plants, it gets more complicated. But we can then
Fungi and
influence the
bugs.
elements, right? Because what if you live in a place that is really hot and almost all of the plants that grow there are going to have really high, well, that's a bad example. Let's say you live somewhere really wet because you can't remove heat. Let's say you live somewhere really wet, which my people do. Um, and so everything has really high water. Well, how do you ever get these other elements to be dominant if everything is really high in water, right?
Yeah.
So you can prepare the ingredients in different ways in order to influence the elements. And this has to be done once they are in their magical component side. If you do it
Mm.
beforehand, it won't do anything. But there's like a rough table of like, this is the action, this is how it influences different elements. So, like, if you dry an ingredient, like in a drying kiln, for example, that'll
Mm.
weaken the water element in it. If you
Yeah.
boil it, it'll add heat and water. That sort of vibe, right?
Mm. So
So,
the immediate question I have with
uh,
that is, how do you deal with too much heat?
um, you got to use a different ingredient.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So in a hotter environment, would it have to be basically a specially constructed, like almost like a reverse greenhouse, if that makes sense,
Mm-hmm.
for example? Would
Yeah,
it have
so
to be
they do
something like
have
that?
those. It's the amount of magic they've available to them varies, right? Because it's kind of there's like a magical renaissance happening where they're kind of rediscovering this magic.
Right.
But one of the spells is essentially to command the spirits to maintain a certain like temperature and stuff in a greenhouse. So you can
Ah,
essentially have all those greenhouses where like certain like botanical organizations and certain like the academy that's associated with managing this kind of witchcraft will be growing certain ingredients and they'll be like outsourcing them from other places and sending them back in like Wardian cases and all sorts of
yeah.
shenanigans. That sort of thing.
Okay,
um,
interesting.
but that's like a limitation on the system is like different types of spell or different types of potions are going to be easier in different places. Uh,
Yeah,
and you have to do more stuff to try and get different things.
more interconnection as well. You can't
Mm-hmm.
just sit in one place.
Yep. Yep.
As
So
a world building question
then
as well, actually, just quickly, how much of it is there going to be a cultural thing of basically going out and exploring and finding other places where there are other things, or is it more of a basically you communicate with the institution down the road that lives in the desert, for example? Where how are you thinking about that?
So the magical renaissance that is happening here on this island is
Mm,
very isolated at the current moment. There's some
right.
slight interest from other nearby places, but there is also a very large factor, which we're getting into the plot of the first book I'm going to write here, but essentially it is very
Don't
much
share too much.
it's not like a spoiler. It's like the background thing that's going on, but
Yeah.
there are large forces that are very against this magic re-entering the world and will be, trying to destroy it and trying to like put imperial control over places to kind of wipe it out and keep it from being a thing, both for their own like political dominance and also just for various like religious and other cultural reasons. So it's kind of like they have to sort of go out and like acquire them in sort of not like back channel means, but like somewhat back channel, somewhat like it's not super organized and easy to do.
Black market.
Mm-hmm. Yes, George, this is the same world as Asmalau. This is just the potion side of it. Hold on, we had a question. Okay. George says taking inspiration from chemistry is definitely good since potion making is inspired by alchemy, which is proto-chemistry. Yeah, I did a lot of looking into chemistry. Where's my notebook? So like I have a bunch of sketches right now of what the various like workshops and like tools and stuff look like. So like I have all sorts of little like drawings of things, and where's my workshop? So like this is a workshop example.
That is very cool to be said.
Yeah.
Okay. It sounds like there's some very loud people just outside my door, which is really nice. No. Sometimes people are a little bit rude in this house. The drawing's looking really cool and a lot better than the ones I have to do in my lab book sometimes. Those are the ones I have to do in the last 15 minutes of the lab, and I really can't be that bothered about it. But no, the thing particularly as well with like the alchemy is like the idea of the influencing elements. That is like really reminiscent of it. It's the like fermentation, calcification, trying to remember all the different ones, but that kind of idea of influencing things and changing things by different processes.
Yes.
Very
alchemical.
It's very cool. Very alchemical.
Yeah.
As long as they're not trying to make gold.
Right, no. Okay, Babilia asks, is the inability to remove heat an inherent law of physics for this universe, or is this a case of the societies here just not having any way to do it and thus it being treated as a limit? So it is, at least for all intents and purposes right now, a limit. Because you can't like, I don't know. It kind of just felt like a thing that made sense to me. Like if you burn something, you can't unburn it. You know what I mean? Like thinking of the physics of cooking things, right? Like at the point that you burn something, it's burnt, right? And so that was sort of why I was like, okay, well, that sort of makes sense. Like you can't uncook something, right? Like you can dry something out. You can, water something down or extract things from it. You can change the pH of something, but you can't uncook something. So that's sort of where that came from. Okay, we're going to take a break from questions for a minute.
Sorry.
And so we talked about influencing elements. So then what's the next natural thing to talk about? Probably going back up to the theory of potion craft. Okay, so you understand roughly what an ingredient is, right?
Yeah.
So we want to choose ingredients that either in combination or addition, you can combine them in different ways, right? You can get the effect you want, essentially. You can prepare your ingredients to either strengthen or weaken different elements to get the right dominant and recessive things for the effect. You can also add enhancing ingredients to further strengthen them. So there's certain things that don't have a magical base and all they have is that elemental side to it for various reasons that we will get to. And then you can stabilize the potion using stabilizing salts, which sort of keeps further magic from influencing it for the most part. It can still degrade over time, essentially, but there's ways to deal with that, which we will also get to.
Okay.
So
lots of planning is already done.
Yeah. It's all, when I said I had a whole chemistry system, like alchemy system planned out, I meant it. It's not like super, like I have all the rules in this system for the most part. There's like definitely little places for it, but yes. Okay, so a couple other relevant things. Potion bottles. There's a very niche market for like craft potion bottles, sort of like glasses with craft beer, which was my inspiration for this entire potion system, was just craft beer bottles. Or not even craft beer, but like hyper specific glass shapes that affect your enjoyment of different types of beer. Like, that was the whole inspiration for this, was trying to come up with a system that would make the potion bottles matter. So we don't need to get into that per se here, but there's a process for that. And then the next thing of relevance is probably to talk about how the bases happen.
Yeah.
And then we can look at some example ingredients. And I do have one example potion in here that we can start thinking about. But okay, so schools of magic. These are sort of like the categories that people would give them. They're not necessarily this clear cut, and I gave them the closest school name I could come up with, but it's not quite what you would think of with D&D.
Yeah.
Hold on. I read a really interesting book, Secrets of Alchemy. Ooh, I'll have to look at that. Ooh, okay. And then Bavalia said, do you plan for any type of catalyst to be in play? So that is the activating salts, is they trigger it in most cases. Because, like, if you don't stabilize it, you don't necessarily need to activate it. But if you do stabilize it, you have to activate it. It's kind of a process.
Interesting.
Yeah. The beakers matter. Okay, so schools of magic. We have some of, what look like your basic schools: abjuration, conjuration, divination, yada, yada, yada. And the way this works is I was trying to find something that was different than the way we actually classify things in the real world. So they are all classified by aromatic factors. So based off what type of smell, like dominant smell profile they have, impacts what category of magical bases they probably have. So if people knew this, which I haven't decided how much they actually are aware of this, but it, like, if something smells like something else, it might at least have a semi-similar school of effect, right? Could still be vastly different, but I needed a patterning system here, right?
Yeah.
So, like, for example, abjuration is just anything that involves, like, protection and shielding. Illusion is anything that involves manipulating the senses. Necromancy is anything that's influencing, like, the ebb and flow of creatures, so, like, life in general, not necessarily reanimating the dead. There is no reanimating the dead, but that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So, no, don't call me. I'm getting a phone call. I cannot answer a phone call on stream.
Well.
So, unless you all want to talk to my mother-in-law with me. Okay, so.
I mean, that'd be quite a story of, like, oh, sorry, I'm just on a stream. Like, what's the stream? What are you doing? Talking about
like, say hi to all the internet. Yeah, Nemo, like, I feel like it vibes, like, from that, like, things that affect similar things. I feel like that vibes really well. Okay, so magical bases, real quick. We won't go through all of these because there's a lot, and I could add more. This is just what I've thought of makes sense for things that a potion could influence.
Yeah.
But where's toxin? Because toxin's a good example. So toxin is in the potion school, right? So if I open this real quick,
ooh, fancy.
we essentially get this little table where when the dominant element is one of these, this is what you get. And then once you apply, I haven't filled all these tables out, but once you apply the recessive elements, this is how they would affect it. So if you have a ingredient that is a toxin base, that's its, like, magical property, right? If the dominant element is heat, what that does is it adds toxin, or it's essentially a poison, right? And if you were to have a recessive, like, you couldn't have heat, right? Because the dominant is heat, right? But say it was water, which, whatever. Say you had water, it would be some sort of gentler effect of a poison. So maybe instead of something that would, like, kill you, it would just, like, make you a little sick or something, right?
Yeah.
And so,
or potentially, I was thinking in that context as well, potentially something that'd be slower acting and take longer to actually get to that point.
Potentially. Yeah. So then with, like, if water is the dominant element, which has a like a calming effect or like a subtracting effect to toxins, you get an antitoxin. If it's heat, that'd be faster. Earth tends to have like a lasting effect as a I keep wanting to say the wrong word. Recessive. That's the right word. I keep wanting to say the submissive element. I'm like, nope, that's not what we're doing here. But if Earth is the recessive element, then it would have more of a preventative effect. So like you would take that to then prevent toxins. And then energy is like a power thing. So that would have it expel toxins. Like some of these make more sense than others. Like some of them wouldn't really have that much of a noticeable effect, but that's sort of the idea behind it. Or primary versus secondary Nemo. That's probably a better way to have put it than I did, but yeah. So yeah, we have that. And then like right now I have a few ingredients that have a toxin base right now. So that's these ones. So like for instance, cassia is a pretty strong toxin base. It has a very strong aroma, right?
Yeah.
And then based off typical growing conditions, and this can vary per plant, it's going to have a high heat element, a high water element, a low earth element, and a low energy element.
Interesting.
So what do we think? What do we think so far?
I mean, it's very unique is probably the best way to put it. It's not really reminded me an awful lot of chemistry, but the interesting thing is, God, my word literally just failed there. I started the sentence knowing exactly what I was going to say, and it just disappeared. God. I was going to say about dominant recessive traits of the things. Oh, it was to do with the doubling up there. So I see, like with ginger and cassia, there are both two elements where it's high. So how would they interact in that case?
So in that case, it would be kind of dependent on the individual specimen to an extent. So in order to be sure you're making what you think you're making, you would probably want to like very clearly like affect it to probably in this case either like reduce the water element or something, just to make sure you know what the effect is going to be and that you have a clear dominant element, because otherwise it won't necessarily work. Or it'll do something you don't expect it to do.
Okay. Yeah, I was literally I was going to go into the thing of, so what if you don't? A corrosive antitoxin, that's an idea.
Yeah. I have, let me see if I can pop back. Here we go. So one of the things I have worked out a little bit is kind of what the process of like triaging ingredients is, which this isn't like final, so let's not look at this too much, but essentially anytime that they're trying to play around with a new ingredient or like a new source of ingredient, they have to do a decent amount of triaging, trying to identify like, okay, if we remove the water, how much does it change? And if we do this, like just trying to figure out what elements the plant has and trying to figure out like what kind of effects it could have. And it's a lot of trial and error, which is why it sort of slows the progression of this part of the magic system in society. Is just, it is kind of a slow process and it is kind of dangerous. And there's a lack of like, you have to really trust a potion maker or an alchemist to really know what they're doing. So it's a whole thing.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, that just sounds like there's, to be honest, an awful lot of opportunities to write fun stuff about it.
Yeah. Okay, so crystals are involved. That's sort of a thing. They're kind of just like a side thing that happens. They just have associations that can help direct potions. So like,
okay,
that's a typo. So like, for example, one of the potions affects emotions. So it can like, you know, exasperate or calm certain emotions. And it's kind of a general effect. But if you were to add a crystal or the element, like the magical element of some crystal or rock or whatever, because obviously there had to be rocks. It's me. You could then have it
Focus on
isolated
rocks.
on a very specific emotion or something like that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. That is quite cool.
Yeah. Which is a process, but that's okay.
Looks like lab instructions.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like a lot of this is just looking
I was
at
crushing
like,
crystals earlier.
yeah, yeah. There you go. You're ready. Oh my gosh. Okay, so
You'll be a
let's
fine
look.
alchemist.
Yeah, there you go. So we have a lot of bases. We have a decent bit of ingredients that aren't fully figured out yet.
Nice, nice.
Some of them I have fully looked into, but most of them I haven't, because it kind of takes a lot of like, you kind of look for the ones that are going to be present in that place and what they commonly are going to be, and like looking up growing. I don't know. It's a process looking it up.
Yeah, no, I can imagine each one takes a fair bit of time to like fully flesh out.
Mm-hmm. Do ingredients activate after crossing a certain threshold of magic being invested into them? Or does the amount of magic invested have an effect on their properties as an ingredient? More so the second one. Yeah.
Earlier, earlier did mention about like stability of it, like whether or not it was volatile. So would that be kind of where it comes from, like less magic, less volatile?
Not necessarily. So like say
Right.
you were to make a potion, the effects of it are going to wane, and you can't necessarily add like fully add new like elemental source to it, right? Like you can't regrow something with more nutrients, right? But you can do different things that will keep them from fading, I guess. So like if you have a high heat potion, like the dominant thing is heat, right? That will probably last longer if you keep it in a window versus like if you keep it in the back of your closet for a year, right? It's all like
Interesting.
slight effects.
So once it's in the bottle, it still interacts with the magic around it. With
Mm-hmm. Yeah, to a slight degree.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like
And then
most people
stabilizing
don't
salts
worry
reduce
about it.
that.
Hmm?
And stabilizing salts would reduce that interaction with it.
Yeah.
Basically, kind of stasis.
Yeah, and it's still like it's not complete, right? Like without the stabilizing salts, it would fade a lot faster. But
And with
with
them, it still
the
will.
yeah. So the idea that I have is this argument between, so you have like an academy witch, right? Who knows how to do potions to some extent, right? But it's very much like, you know, they use the standard issue potion bottles for everything. They use super basic, only super tried and true. Like it's very formulaic. And then you have this like hyper nerd alchemist who's like, excuse me, like if you make the bottom half of your potion bottle this, it'll be like 2% more like effective, and like that kind of
Min-maxing the
argument
potions.
between, yeah, like that like craft bottle versus
Yeah.
a generic bottle. Like, you know, there's those people that are like, oh my gosh, how could you drink this beer out of that glass? It's like that.
Yeah. Yeah, no, absolutely. Seen a few of those over my time. No, it's I feel like I should be saying more. It's just that there's obviously an awful lot of work that's gone into this, and it really shows.
It's going to be fun because they know very little of this, and understanding parts of this system are going to be part of the plot, which is, it's the same thing with the spell language. Like the people don't, no one is fluent in the spell language. They have to figure it out through trial and error. So it's the same kind of thing.
Interesting.
Yeah, geographical like cuisines. Are there preserving bases or ingredients? You could. I feel like that's something that they're.
Dominant Earth could.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna like read through this. There's like a lot of them. Yeah, I mean, I feel like there would be some kind of like I feel like we could make a base for that for sure. I just don't think I have
Definitely.
one right now.
Interesting. I wonder. No, sorry, ignore me.
I
So
mean,
this
it's sort of
mostly just
based
angle
really
oriented.
off what the plants like pull in as they're growing, right? So like if you overwater a plant too much, it's gonna die, and if you underwater it too much, it's gonna die, right? So there's like a certain degree of variation there that you would expect that's relatively tight, but like yeah, there's a little bit of variation between like where it comes from and all that. Um, will you have fictional plants or are they all real world ingredients? Right now, my plan is to base them all off of real world ingredients, and they might have different names. So, like, obviously, in my fantasy world, I'm not gonna have what's a good example here?
Hyacinth.
Yeah, or like
Seems to fit the
Vietnamese
drink.
shiso, right? Like, I'm not gonna
Yeah.
have something that has like Vietnamese in the name, or like there's like a Chinese rose or something somewhere. Like, those will have different names, but for the most part, if it's a common term, I'll keep it the same because like I want people to kind of have an understanding of what these things are without me having to like there's no benefit added to calling
Yeah.
like mint like people won't
Everyone,
know what that
everyone
means
knows
that I
what
have
mint
to
is.
explain
Yeah.
it. Mm,
Yeah.
um yeah. So they'll be mostly similar, but might have slightly different names. Um, Oh, yeah. The spirit for plants, it can push all of the magical side over. So that part will be consistent. It's not like if you start getting into some weird stuff that most people can't force spirits to do, like bugs, if you try to pull the magical part of like a bug over, it could get interesting. And if you were to go further, which there's totally no proof that that's ever happened, it could get really weird. More naming languages. I do already have these people's naming language. It was one of my earlier ones before the spell language. Okay. So, are we do we feel comfortable enough with this that we can look at a potion recipe?
I think so.
I
Yes.
think so. Okay.
I'm
Okay.
hoping so.
Yeah. It's a lot of like I feel very nerdy just trying to figure out how to do stuff with this because it's a lot. Okay, so I have one that I've put in here so far, which is a hangover cure potion. So
Very necessary.
the I so the way that we have to design potions in this system, right? Because there's a lot of different ways to get different effects. Like there can be multiple ingredients that have the same magical base, right? Is like you could have a lot of recipes for the same thing, right? So I kind of break it down first with like what components do you need to make this effect, which in this case is we have antitoxin base, right? With the dominant water element, which gives you,
Yeah.
right, your antitoxin. And then you have a second additive ingredient. So like two effects, like a potion that has two effects. And this
Yeah.
would have something that helps you wake up. So it's the awakeness base with a dominant heat element.
Which activates it more.
Well, in dominant, what that does is it creates it or adds it. So it creates
Right.
awakeness.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. And so like depending on what recessive element it had, it would have slightly different effects, but like I wasn't super worried about that at this point. So then for the specific recipe, and I have this little like notation system just for quick jotting down what those elements are, but we have ginger, which is low fire, high water, high earth, moderate energy. And then figuring out what you want to get, because what we need for our toxin base is dominant water, right? And this one has highest water and earth.
Yeah. So you need
Is
to
going to need a
remove the
disclaimer.
earth and strengthen the water.
Yeah. 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 but yeah, so we would grind it to reduce the earth element, and then we could simmer it lightly to increase the water element even more. Because like even though we have these nice levels here for how we're categorizing this, it's not like they just bump up to exact levels, right? Like it's a gradual scale.
Yeah. Yeah. This is just a simplified representation, effectively.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's kind of what you do to get it to this point. And at that point, what you'd have is recessive fire and energy. So probably they would kind of cancel each other out a little bit, and you wouldn't get any sort of recessive element there, depending on exactly how you did it.
Okay. Yeah, no, that makes sense.
And then the things for dealing with the awakeness base, which here would be a Rangoon Creeper. And then for more specific steps, it's kind of what you would expect, right? Like to prepare the ginger, you take it, you grind it up to remove some of the earth element, you simmer it at low heat, and then you're going to distill it and stabilize it separately with the stabilizing salts. And that's because that's an additive potion versus like you're adding the different effects versus combining them.
Right.
And then,
I was like, right. So, yeah. Sorry. I was just trying to show us listening.
I talked as you said it, so I couldn't tell if you actually said a word or like.
No, it was just right. Okay.
Yeah.
Just words like that.
Yeah.
So if you were to do so take as in like remove the step C to number 1 and then have 2A and 2B happen and then 2C, that would be adding the two of them together, like additive rather than combining. Is that it?
Yeah, so if you distill them separately, you're basically kind of like locking them in as they are, right? So like this would stay a toxin, antitoxin. This would stay like a thing that wakes you up, right?
Yeah.
But then if you don't, like if you were to combine them and then distill and stabilize them with stabilizing salts after they've already been combined, you would essentially get whatever the combination of a wake up antitoxin is. So like you would change the effect to have what that would be. Okay. And in not all cases will that actually work, right? Like I'm not entirely sure what it would be in this case.
Yeah. There's a mixture versus like a compound kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah. Yes.
Very cool.
So my thought, unless you have thoughts, ideas, questions, other things to throw out there, which we can do another round of questions if people want to throw it out. My thought is we come up with a potion and try to make it.
I've got none right now, but I don't know if the chat has done. I've been quite bad at reading it so far.
Yeah. Yeah, this is going to have to be a huge disclaimer not to make them. I was trying to like, as a, what's it called? Like a marketing thing. Once I get closer to publishing the book for this or one of the books in this world, I was like, oh, I wonder if I could find one of these that like I could actually make the recipe without like making myself sick. And I was like, what? I could get like, I can't remember what they're called. But the, the cucurbic, whatever. I don't actually know how to pronounce these words. The alembic things, all of those, like, I was like, I could actually buy those and like set up a whole thing and I could do it. And like,
yeah,
probably just make myself.
I quickly just looked up Rangoon Creeper. You do not want to make this. It has suspicions of being a bit toxic.
Yeah. Yeah, and a lot of these also like mushrooms are also a big one too. Especially on this place because they tend to have less of a heat element because they tend to be more like in shadier, less sunny areas, right? But there's a decent number of those that are toxic that they could just use, and there's like there's a lot. There's a whole category that's like that category of things that just like smell like really like rancid and pungent. That's a whole category of one of the schools, like the aromatic schools. Yeah.
Very cool though. Potion number 9. What's that?
Oh, I think that's the recommendation for a potion to make.
Oh, love potion number 9. Oh, that's a
Or is that
reference
a
to
song?
something, isn't it?
Is it?
I feel like that's a reference to something.
It does sound like something
God.
that would be a reference. Oh, it's a song.
Uh,
Mm.
I have
Mhm,
never
mhm.
heard that song before in my life. How do I know that? How do I know that's a
I don't know.
reference?
I don't
Oh,
know.
it's just stuck in my mind.
Yeah. Okay, so
If that's what works better for love potions, a little bottle.
yeah. So do you have a potion idea that we can try to make, or should we ask the chat?
I feel like I'm gonna have to ask the chat on this one. Nothing.
All right, chat. What kind of potions should we try to make? And everything in the whole wide world isn't possible. Like there are still some limitations to this system, but um, yeah, get some suggestions that we can try and figure out how to come up with that. Because I feel like that's the easiest way with this system. Because it's very it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
Strength
a
potion.
strength potion.
That could be quite interesting.
Okay. Yeah, endless options for ones that would be useful around the house. Absolutely. Okay.
Clean up everything for you, potion.
Mm. So by strength potion, do we mean like muscular strength? Like are we thinking we have an idea for that. Let's start there. And I'll write down those other options real quick.
Oh, we're getting loads of options now as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. So let's start there. There is a way to make a sort of flying potion, which I'll write that down. These all might not be as effective as you like to think they are, but yeah.
Flying potion, levitate 3 inches off the ground.
Yeah.
Technically
Okay.
flying.
Okay, so
Right.
let's start with the strength potion. So are we thinking like things to just make you really strong? Or are we thinking like what are those things that like bodybuilders take?
Steroids.
Steroids. Are we thinking steroids or are we thinking like temporary Superman strength kind of vibe? Yeah, yeah.
I think it would be quite interesting to try and do like a Superman vibe kind of thing, to be fair.
Superman vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, there's definitely pretty easy effects for that one too. Temporary Superman. Okay, okay. So what we need first is our component ingredients. So what we're gonna want is this going to, do I have this set up right? Oh, here we go. All right, so base.
Let's have a look. Stimulant base, would that work for one of them?
I feel like that's more like stimulant in the way of like making
Waking
you
up.
yeah, like depressive stimulant kind of difference
Right.
there. I wonder if I just have one that's like strength. A physical. Oh, strength
Physical
base.
base.
There we go.
Oh, there's that.
Okay. Let's pull that one up. Oh, I don't have notes. I don't have any notes for it. Really? Okay.
Interesting.
Okay. So we'll have to figure that one out.
So I think strength-based dominant heat is probably what we'd be thinking of in terms of like just like sheer just more strength.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, although we could do something interesting here getting into these other areas. Antibodies isn't the right word for it, but like adding strength could be more like making it more durable, like harder potentially. And when you get the earth side of it, that could be more like muscular strength.
That's actually quite an interesting way. Yeah, I think go for that one.
Okay. And this would be more like and this would be more like what's a different word for the, I'm thinking of what's an appropriate word to put here. The opposite of what I'm thinking. Like, we'll just go with like limper. We'll go with that. Slash. Yeah. And then energy. I feel like something really intense
Stamina?
when it comes to strength. Yeah, we could go with something like that.
That is a little obvious, maybe, but
I mean, that's fine. Like, it can be obvious because no one's ever going to have any idea that the system works like this exactly.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's do a little bit chicanery behind the scenes.
Yeah. Okay. So then, if we could get an energy recessive, that would probably get us closer to our Superman. So we'd want.
Yes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So let's. Sorry, I have to pop back over. Recipes. That's not recipes. You lied to me. Liars.
Liars, a lot of them.
All right. So we want dominant heat, recessive energy. This causes.
So I was just looking it up. I was thinking potentially something like heather or holly. Apparently, just as a quick look up, suggests that it's typically quite low pH soil and also quite a lot of sunlight. Heather, holly, or azalea are apparently the ones that are coming up.
So it would need to have. Okay. Let's. I feel like I can't do it in another tab. Okay, we just got to go back.
That's a shame.
Okay, because you were saying I need to figure out what the right potion school is for this, because we got to start there.
Right, okay.
Because I don't think we have anything with a strength base right now. No, but strength
there was a strong base at the bottom, I thought I saw just then. Pine needles.
Oh no, that's just that's not for strength. That's just like it's very aromatic, so it's just strong.
Oh right, okay, so it's the amplifier. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
This column is where I've assigned it a base, but we need something in the transmutation category for strength, which means we need something that has a citrus or fruity aroma.
Oh god.
Let's see what I have.
How to describe that?
Do I have any transmutation ingredients right now? No, I don't have any. Wait, load more. There's more. Okay. All right. So high heat.
That's the wrong go. What else can we go for here?
Okay. So this one could work. High heat, moderate. We would just have to reduce the water.
Which one is that?
Verbena berry.
I've never heard of that one before. I'm going to quickly look it up.
So most of these plants are things. So most of these plants are ones that grow in the sort of like climate equivalent that I've been working off, which is northern Vietnam, like the Hanoi, I think is what it is, region.
Okay.
So I have
just doing a very quick skim of the Wikipedia article for verbena.
I've been going through this book and a few others. A plant man's travels in North Vietnam to get like the plants that I'm looking for.
That's quite a cool sounding book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually picked it up when I was in Edinburgh for CopyCon.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, verbena berry.
Was it that one bookshop we saw? We had a line out in front of it at 8 a.m.
Oh no, I ordered it a while ago and shipped it to my friend that lives in Scotland, because the only place they sell it is from like the Edinburgh Botanical bookshop something. I don't know. It's something, it's
Okay.
associated with the university, and that's the only way to get it. And the shipping was horrendous. So I'm like, I'm going to ship it to you, and then you're just going to give it to me when I get there.
Well, very kind of them.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. Verbena has long been associated with divine and other supernatural forces. It was called Tears of Isis in ancient Egypt, and later called Hera's Tears. Ooh, very cool. Okay, cool. Sweet. Okay, so...
Certainly works for what we want.
Yeah. Okay, so now what we need to do is give this a strength base. We are assigning it, which, like, do I know that it would have that one? No, but that's sort of how I'm doing it right now.
Subject to change, potentially.
Yeah, that's the only part of this system that is like, I have to just make a decision.
Okay. Yeah. Right. Time to be Superman.
Mm-hmm. So, oh wait, I didn't need to copy this. For Benaberry. Okay.
So that was, what was it? High heat, high water, was it?
Yeah, so it's high heat, moderate water, moderate energy right now.
So baking it or drying it probably would be the best one, yeah?
Yeah, because you want to reduce the water. Yeah, like we could dry it. Try to reduce water element. Yeah.
Nice and simple.
Yeah, that's actually pretty straightforward. Is there anything we'd want to go with this potion that might help? Maybe we want to add an additive effect. Got a note here that... What if we add something that does... Like, I think there's something in healing. Let me just tell them.
Okay.
Potion crafting. I feel like there's a base that gives us... I can't remember if I had... I was thinking, like, with the cell generation, like, something that, like something that would speed healing, but something to help your body, like, compensate for the fact that, like, you're putting a lot more stress on it than it's used to, just to help it, like, heal itself, like the tendons and the joints and stuff like that.
Would something like shield base work for that? Shield base earth?
Oh, like shield skin.
Or shield skin, yeah. Could that work?
Yeah, I feel like that would help too. Like, that would protect your skin. I feel like we want both, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so...
Yeah, sorry.
Where do I have a sticky?
My earphones are starting to complain at me that they're getting low battery, which isn't great.
Okay, so we could do cell gen, which is abjuration, and we want speed healing, which is heat. We want shield base, which is also abjuration, and we want energy to shield skin. And I do like the idea of adding the vitality base. Oh, I have that in here twice. Yeah. That's probably the problem. Oh, because I was thinking... Oh, yeah, this one needs to go away. Delete. Okay, it's this one. Improve growth.
Healthy. Or would healthy be better on that one?
Yeah, would we want healthy, or would we want more energy to help fuel the strength?
Probably more energy, actually, yeah.
Yeah,
I think that more would work better.
Okay. Vitality. It's a necro. We want high heat for more energy. Okay. All right, so let's see if we can find some ingredients that we already have for these. We have 2 shield bases already, which I put in there twice. That's great. The problem is, okay, so the problem is I've compiled all these notes. I previously had these in 3 different places that I compiled together.
That
So,
was during the sprints this morning, was it?
partially, yeah. And then a little after. Okay, so Vietnamese shiso. Let's scroll over. We want energy, which this would be a bad one for that because it has high everything else, and we can't drop that heat. So we're going to need something that's abjuration, low in other things, or at least like mild in general so that we can bump up the energy.
Right.
And so that's abjuration. And then cell generation, we also need, which we need, that one needs to be high heat. So we could potentially use the shiso to get, oh wait, no. That's a different base. That's cell gen base. We would need to use one of these other ones. Okay.
So first, thinking I might chamomile because I don't think that one grows in sunny conditions. Let me check.
Let me look up. While you're looking up that one, I'm going to look up rice paddy herb growing conditions.
No, chamomile needs high sun.
Wait, which one does chamomile?
Chamomile needs high sun.
Okay.
And well-draining soil.
Well-draining soil. Oh, how was I draining that? I
think that was high earth. High or moderate earth, depending on...
Yeah, I think that's moderate earth.
Right. Look at cilantro.
That's going to be high water.
Cilantro, loose, well-draining, slightly acidic soil, but full sun to partial shade. Slightly acidic, full sun to partial shade.
Is this still chamomile?
This is cilantro. Sorry.
Okay. So annoying. Okay, cilantro. Say it again. What's the heat part?
Anywhere from full sun to partial shade.
So we'll go with moderate. Water? Does it specify?
Consistent moisture, but not waterlogged.
So we'll go moderate.
Yeah.
And then...
Specifically as well, though, also grows best in cool weather. Would that also reduce the heat at all? Yeah, so we could have one that's specifically like grown in cooler weather. Which then has a lower heat.
Yeah. Although, so that would have to specifically be like sourced from a greenhouse probably because it would not be grown in cooler weather there normally.
Because it's pretty much the same environment across the island, is it?
Yeah, like to an extent, right? Like there's a lot of mountains. So actually maybe we could say...
High up on the mountain.
Let's go low. Let's go low then. And then I'll just add a specification. And I just have to remember that, like, you know. Okay, so then you said it's slightly acidic?
Yes, slightly acidic soil.
So it's not high, but it's...
What does it classify as slightly acidic?
I feel like moderate, I guess.
It could do. I mean, you can always bump it up, of course, as well.
Yeah. Let's go moderate.
Yeah, let's talk about high humus soil as well, which tends to be more acidic anyway. So, yeah. I don't know if that's, that's much.
And then, what was the soil?
What was it? Doesn't need to be, needs consistent moisture, just not very well draining, but not necessarily. I'm tempted to go moderate. Because it's not like a sandy soil or anything where there's like literally nothing there.
Yeah. So this one would be an easy one to bump up energy. So we could make this one a shield base.
Was it the shield base for the energy, or was that the cell regeneration? No, it was the shield base. Sorry, it was the shield base.
Energy. Yeah.
Yes.
Cell generation is heat. So I think this one that I was looking at, which I haven't gotten, no. Well, we could do chamomile, or we could do rice paddy herb. potentially, because that has relatively.
Half of this is just me learning about all kinds of new plants.
It's very fun.
I'm not complaining.
Yeah. Okay. Prefers acidic, although this would be a little harder to get.
Interesting.
That holds water.
Never heard of that before. Very cool.
It's moderate.
Right, what are we back to?
Okay.
So is that the
interesting that the geographic differences.
What was it? I'm actually hunkering down here, God.
Pause 1 second. I am going to answer this call from my mother-in-law.
Okay, no worries.
Hello. I'm okay.
So I guess I'm entertaining you for a bit. Any requests?
Okay. Nothing's wrong. I just told her to call my husband. She normally calls me because he never answers the phone.
I can kind of relate to that bit, at least. I should answer the phone more. Let's just say that.
Yeah. Okay.
No.
Oh, yeah. Yes, exactly, Bavilia. Yes. Like, where they come from specifically can matter. And, for people that are aware of these things, right, you would have to, like, be like, okay, well, I need this plant, but I really need less heat. So we're going hiking up and see if we can find some up in the mountains, like, yeah.
So social, okay. Nemo.
Mm-hmm. So the question is, do we want to go with rice paddy herb, which would require reducing both the energy and the water, which we could do. We could do that. We could dry it out.
Reduce energy?
It is to reduce energy. Oh, wait, okay. How do you do that?
Currently nothing. Can't reduce energy or heat.
Yeah, because, like, I don't know if ferment. I mean, that's without acid.
Maybe something like adding lye or something like that, because that's sodium hydroxide, like the opposite of having an acid in it, perhaps.
Yeah. Would that, like?
Hang on, lye. Wait, that's it.
Reduce energy, dilute. Well, I don't think diluting it would work because, like, distilling is part of this process regardless. Yeah, this is saying, like, maybe adding something like lye. But that's mostly, like, for soil.
Just thinking about it, calcination was a process in chemistry where you basically burn something down to ashes, and lye is literally wood ash, and lye is a base, so opposite of the acid. Wonder if that's any help?
Calcination?
Yeah. Calcination.
Does calcination affect the pH? Oh, it does affect the pH. Oh, okay. Can decrease the pH.
Making it more acidic, or...
It depends on the initial pH.
Yeah. You can do it with limestone. So if limestone's heated or like
Mm.
calcinated, that goes to calcium oxide, which is lime, which is more basic than calcium carbonate.
Mm.
Not, I'm pretty sure. So I feel like I should check that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if putting something in, because it would be the similar principle to like, one of
Oh,
these three, right?
calcination probably strengthens heat though as well, doesn't it?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Which in this case would be fine because we want higher heat.
Yeah. Oh, thank God I wasn't too far off. Calcium oxide is in fact more basic. Good. Yeah.
So I
If you
feel like that would work. So they just have to like.
I mean, rather than adding a new one, what about cooked? Because that's already strengthening heat, and it's kind of the same thing.
But what we need is for it to weaken energy.
Yeah, I was saying, do you want to adapt cooked to also weaken energy or not?
Oh, so like if we, I mean that I feel like
Yeah,
that would be like extreme cooked, you know?
yeah. Okay. Yeah, it was just more of a thing of like rather than having two things that might be quite similar is all.
But that's okay. Then it just sounds more
Okay,
fussy, which is ideal.
fair enough. Yeah,
Okay, so
definitely imagine like fussy witches. No. You can't be cooking something. You need to be calcinating it. You turn the heat up. Come on.
yeah. Let me write that down and then we had another suggestion. I feel like would that weaken the base? Yeah, because cooking it weakens the base, so that would too. It probably weaken it pretty strongly. Maybe leaching. Treat with chemicals to turn the ingredient into soluble salts. How would you do that? Leaching. To make it less acidic. Sodium bicarbonate. Yeah. I mean, there's like, we could have something that has more of a neutralizing effect. That could be a thing.
Oh, that's actually not a bad idea. I wonder how would you do that?
I mean, we could use like baking soda, but I'm not sure if they would have baking soda or what that comes from.
Close one to that would be something like chalk or limestone.
Yeah, which I mean, I feel like dilute with a solvent to leach out and dilute the acid. No, that's not what we want. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how we would work the lime in with it. Like, would it just need to like soak? Maybe like give it like a lime bath?
That could work. Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Lime bath. It's spelled like lime like that. It's that kind of lime, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
They're both spelled the same. Yeah.
Curation. Interesting. Okay. Hold on. So a lime bath would strengthen water. Wouldn't affect heat. Wouldn't affect earth and would strengthen energy. I feel like it would do nothing to the base. Oh, wait, no, it would weaken. Sorry. Weaken energy. Yeah. So if we did a lime bath on...
Finally getting back to it.
We wouldn't... Well, we could dry it afterwards to then take that water back out. Potentially, right? Like...
Yeah, that actually would work quite well, I think.
Okay, so let's make this one our... Abjuration. Not abjuration. Cell generation. There we go. Ha! Okay.
Sorry,
So I know. So cell generation is going to be rice paddy. High, moderate, high. For shield, we're using cilantro, right?
Yes,
Cilantro.
yeah, I think that's what we were going for, and
Okay.
I need to increase the energy, which I've forgotten now.
We can do. We have one for it. We'll pull that up in a minute. So then we have vitality, which is necromancy. And I don't have any of these marked so far. But we'd be looking for something that's high heat. So probably not one of the mushrooms. What about like beans?
What class are we looking for? Sorry. Give me a moment. I'm just going to take my jumper off. 1 moment, sorry.
No worries. Okay, let's. Oh, I can spell so well. Let's look up.
Spelling's overrated.
Trumpet.
The only spells worth spelling are the spells now spelled out.
Is what?
The only spells worth spelling are the ones that now spelled out.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. All right. So, Angel's Trumpet likes tropical environments. It likes full sun. It's acidic. So, high sun. Moist but well drained. We'll give it moderate. Give it moderate. And then it is acidic. High. So I feel like that one actually might work pretty well. Angel's Trumpet.
Yes, I think so as well, to be fair. I remember in one of my D&D campaigns a while back, I had Angel's Trumpets as being like the fundamental like plant behind magic. It was kind of like a symbiotic relationship between humans and people.
That's great.
I mean, I thought so at the time. This was so far back. It was around the same time as my very first conlang, which was basically an English substitute, and with a little bit of like interesting stuff in it. And this is how I got into conlanging, because I looked up videos for conlanging and like found Artifexian.
Oh yeah.
And obviously only a few weeks ago now I actually forgotten, and that was slightly weird.
Yeah.
Just like, there's the guy that because of him I am now in this community.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Okay, so I'm trying to think if we would have any benefit here from making any of these. Wait a sec. Is that right? Energy, shield, skin. Yeah, no, that's fine. Okay, cool. Yes. If it would be any benefit to combining any of these versus just doing additive.
So how would additive work in this circumstance? Because with like the hangover kit, we got the like combinative, but the additive wasn't so much of an explained.
So combinative is the one I'm talking about. That's the one that's like the effects get combined and it becomes a mixture, not like you get both effects. So like I feel like adding these, like doing additive where it's just this effect and this effect and this effect and this effect would work fine. But I'm trying to think of if it would make sense. Like if we combined these two, right? Speeding healing and shielding skin, or just general, like I guess it could apply to more of your body potentially. Because if you combined those, then I feel like it would just add a lot of like physical body durability potentially.
Yeah, kind of. It's like shield skin, but not necessarily just your skin, kind of thing.
And it's not
It's
necessarily a shield that you want. I mean, like shielding would help because like if you're like squeezing on things really hard, right? But like you're doing the damage to yourself through movement and force. So like I feel like those could make sense to combine.
yeah, actually, it's kind of like a Wolverine effect almost.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to best describe it.
Okay, so let's do. So let's combine those two. Could also combine cell generation / strength and vitality, specifically directly fueling that effect rather than just giving energy. That's true. I mean, yeah, like we could combine more energy in Superman strength so that you have the energy for your strength. Like,
Yeah, no, I think that works. I'm kind of also getting the vibe with the additive stuff, where it's like combining the two before you stabilize is kind of just whatever works best kind of thing. It's just like, I mean, super strength and more energy together, obviously having that effect, but like that's kind of just because we're deciding it does now, rather than any
yeah,
kind of real thing. Which, to be fair, it feels quite fun. To be fair, it's just like,
yeah. It's kind of
yeah,
it's a little silly, but like in a fun way.
yeah. I mean, I'm just trying to imagine also in world like the trial and error of just think of so like Superman strength plus more energy. Okay, so I have more energy to be strong, but I don't know, like more energy and antitoxin is just like hyperdrive on fighting anything off or something. It's just
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
but they're not exactly the same. What's
Right.
going on here?
Yeah, yeah, like there will be shenanigans and there's definitely going to be things that like don't work or do bad things. Like if things combine, I have to decide exactly what will happen if you like do something super like incompatible. Like would that just like what would that do, you know? But
I'm trying to think of like something that would be like that. Something like the stimulant base, like the water thing, I think it was a depressant, like
mm,
depressant versus more energy. That that is just well, that's probably just a Jaeger bomb.
yeah, yeah, pretty much. But yeah, it
You're
probably
just
would not
absolutely
be
screwing your
good.
system.
Yeah. Okay, so we want to make energetic strength combo. And we want to make the what was the other one? The
It was healing and shield skin combo.
healing body. We'll say healing body. Well, I don't know which. That's the other thing. It's hard labeling these things, like, because it's just gonna be like
Hmm.
random people that name them like
It's almost
random
like
stuff.
it's almost like resilience is what you get with that second combination, isn't
Mm,
it? It's like resistance, resilience, hardiness, that kind of thing.
mm.
I don't know if that's the best way to describe it.
Yeah, I don't know, but like we'll go with that. So then we'll prepare, and then we'll want to
Prepare, just prepare. Sorry.
yeah, well, like we have to do the actual recipe ingredients
Yeah.
and get those in there. But not dilute. Distill and add stabilizing salts. So we would do the same thing here. And then I can spell stabilizing salts. And then we would want to combine, and we'd probably want to do something that keeps them semi-separate. Keep parts separate.
Well,
Yeah.
that just kind of makes me think of like a double potion bottle, which has like 2 straws you stick in it, just.
So you could do something like that. One of the things I've noted is if you have like an hourglass bottle that
Oh,
would, based
yeah.
off which one's denser and how much of it you have, like you would kind of keep them so that they sit more separate and have very little space where they touch. So they're not like
That
messing with each other.
that would work quite well actually.
Uh-huh,
Would
uh-huh.
something like very high proof alcohol or something work for that as a way to like get the thing? Actually, no, that's one of the processes, isn't it? It's
Yeah, but
tincture
it's
process.
stabilized at this point. It could maybe have a very slight effect on it, but probably not too much.
But just something that like, who knows? Who knows?
Yeah. Okay. So the verbena berry was... This was the strength, right? Just gonna add that note there real quick. So we have that ingredient. So then for vitality, I think that one was the angel's trumpet.
Yes, yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I think so.
Oh, what? Why is that a...
Sorry.
text? We're just gonna... Yeah. So angel's trumpet. This one is vitality, and it is high, medium, high. So that's going to be high heat, medium water, medium earth.
Energy. Or Earth. I keep thinking of the E for Earth as energy, which is not the most helpful. Like, I get the
I
logic
made
of
it
the
N.
N for energy. Yeah, no, I get that logic. It's just like it's the E N succession. It's just,
Yeah.
that's my own brain just deciding to not play ball with this.
Yeah. Okay.
So that one was
So this one we
needing to reduce the energy. Was it?
We want heat. Wait, is that what we wanted? Hold on. Let's click on it. High vitality.
Yeah, and vitality base we wanted dominant heat, no recessive, it says.
Dominant heat. Yeah. Okay. So we want dominant heat, recessive energy. Yes. Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
I can just imagine all my notes trying to figure all this out. Like, I don't even need to try to figure out how the character is gonna like figure it out because I'm gonna have to do the exact same thing. Oh.
It's best way to teach is to learn yourself, kind of thing.
Yeah. Okay, so we need to increase. Well, we don't really need to do much at all then, do we? We just need to increase the heat for this.
Yes,
So that would
that
be a
would just
little
be
higher than energy. We can maybe do like a slight lime bath, but like
what was the other one? There was one we did which was strengthening heat and weakening energy.
Calcination.
Calcination. Would that one work?
My only worry with that one is it would reduce the efficacy.
Yeah, no, that's a fair point. What was
So maybe
cooking? Was cooking just strengthening heat?
Yeah, so maybe we cook it and maybe give it a little like lime rinse. Like not a lime bath, a little lime rinse.
Lime blanche.
Yeah.
Just like frying off the angel's trumpet and then dipping it in cold water.
Yeah. Like, okay. Okay. So then we have rice patty herb, which is going to be our cell generation 1. This is high heat.
It was high for the first degree and moderate for the last, wasn't it?
It was moderate for Earth.
Oh, I'm getting confused with Shisa. No, I just stuck in my head. We got double E in there now.
Yeah, we wanted dominant
moderate E and high E.
There you go.
I'm just infecting you with my own problems now.
No, but this is good because when I come back, I'd be like, oh, what did I mean?
Which one was it supposed to be?
Yeah. Although Bavilia's idea for using R for Earth and N for energy is a very good idea, but now part of me is like, maybe I keep them ambiguous, and that could be shenanigans in the book.
More shenanigans.
My excuse for
every
doing
opportunity to create chaos is a good opportunity.
Yes. Oh, okay.
As long as it doesn't literally blow up in their face.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay.
Unless you want that to be a plot point.
Which sometimes I do. Sometimes I do. Okay, so if we wanted more power, I mean, I feel like having high energy wouldn't be a problem as the recessive. So
yeah, so it's just literally just having
maybe a little bit.
Would that also be cooking that one as well? Basically, just high heat, recessive energy.
Yeah. I feel like we'd want to. Oh, wait. Is there one that increases heat? Oh, no. I know what I was thinking. I was thinking like boil, which increases water, but we want to lower water. So we want to dry it. We want to dry it.
Yeah.
We want to cook it. And honestly, maybe a lime rinse wouldn't be a bad idea, just to be sure.
There's just going to be an awful lot of lime going on this one.
Yeah. Okay. And then we have cilantro.
Lovely.
I love the mix of like super boring things and super crazy things.
I mean, I quite like the hangover cure is literally just ginger and actual poison.
Yeah, which is part of why I think it's so funny. Like, it's very, like, there's a system, but it's very counterintuitive if you don't know the system, which, like...
This thing works and we don't know why.
Yeah. Or, like, why would you try that, you know?
Hey, you never know. You never know.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good point, though,
I pity the poor person who first tries something like belladonna or oleander.
Yeah. Which, like, we could figure out what those do, you know? I don't know. Okay.
just the idea of like some random person locked away in some lab somewhere with like pounds of the stuff. Like, how am I going to get through all of this and not die? Hopefully.
Yeah. Okay. And we won.
Sorry, I just read Bavilia's comment.
Yeah. Yeah, which is part of why it's like so there will be things that will be different so you can tell that it is magic. But like in theory, you could slip real poison in a real potion. You know what I mean? Like there's nothing saying you can't poison your potion too, you know? But there'll be certain things
really trustworthy.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. I've been playing around with some sort of like once it becomes magical, does the natural aroma go away? Is there some sort of like maybe like color way that you can tell that the elements are different, or like it affects the base color of it? Like when you change the elements, like, so if you were to add water, it would change a color, or like maybe they have different aromas or some way to sort of tell things are changing or magical without it actually being there, but I haven't gotten that far yet.
There's certainly a lot. I mean, I haven't got ideas immediately, but it's the kind of thing that feels like there's a lot of potential for what kind of chicanery you could do with that kind of thing. Like,
yeah.
And then you could also just go for like the very fun bit of like the hangover cure smells and tastes horrible kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just like
Which would be fun.
little extra bit of comedy.
Yeah. But see, if I come up with a way that it affects the look and the taste, then I don't need to come up with what it looks and tastes like. I just have
Oh yeah,
to
actually,
look
just
it
put it
up.
through the equation basically.
Yeah. Turning it all to math so I don't have to come up with random stuff. Okay. We
Maybe
need to
even write a
increase.
program, input these ingredients. What does it taste like as a result?
Mhm. Yeah, pretty much. After a while, does the magic wear off? It will start to degrade. And it will, like, so depending on different ways that you keep it and store it, it can help keep it from degrading as much. But yes, it will degrade over time. So like if you find a super old potion, it probably doesn't do anything, you know? Okay, we
Just thinking
want
about that, would like preserving water be like holding it in a water bath or something like literally in water or pretty
probably,
much?
yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much like water would be a hard one. You just probably want to make sure it's very like I mean, maybe keeping it water would help. Yeah, I feel like that would maybe be a thing. Like you have like your little bowl of water and you like sit all those little potions in.
And they're just bobbing around like little like ducks in the bath kind of thing.
Yeah. Okay, so I think what we want here is probably going to be we're going to want to ferment it without an acid brine.
Right.
So fermented. Fermented. Are we fermenting cilantro?
That is. You can try it. That I'm trying to think of how that would probably end up tasting once you did that. Fermented cilantro collards.
Oh,
Yeah, that would be an experience.
fermented cilantro. Oh my gosh. Like this all this stuff just sounds horrible.
You can do it.
Yeah.
It is a thing apparently. Lacto fermented cilantro.
Oh my gosh.
Apparently, it's good for like chimichurri having a really distinct flavor. Like if you do it, it has a really like powerful flavor. Apparently,
Yeah.
God, or Nero's got it.
Oh my god. Okay. So verbena berry goes
I'm
here.
gonna very quickly go and grab a charge leaf for my laptop because it's decided now it's going to be a thing. I'll be back in a minute. Don't worry.
No worries. We will just document our instructions. Which, like, I am curious, how much of this is what you all expected this stream to be / this system to be? Like, is this what you were expecting with your evening or afternoon, whatever time it is for you? Verbena berry, yeah, we're going to dry and yeah, just dry it, cook, dip in lime rinse for probably like a little bit, right? For
Okay.
probably needs to be more like an hour to really have a proper effect. Oh, they taste different to different people. That would be kind of cool. I do like the idea of there being some sort of either visual or taste difference, and you have like witches that like take an ingredient, prepared a ton of different ways, and had that all sitting up in little bottles, and they're like looking at it, be like, okay, this one looks slightly like cloudier, and this one looks blah blah blah, or like they're like tasting them and like accidentally poison themselves a little bit or something, you know?
That just kind
It
of
makes
like witch wine connoisseurs.
yeah. That's what I sort of
This potion is made like mint and
yeah. Because like that's the whole goal. The whole goal for this, like, is to make it super nerdy. Because like the whole like pitch, like my not like the pitch of the actual story, but like my like I don't know if you call it a tropey pitch, but the book story for this is basically Six of Crows, but they're all nerds. So like
I have no idea what that is.
Six of Crows is like it's a fantasy heist found family thing, and they're all like incredibly traumatized, but they're all like super competent, like sharpshooter, or like they're like, well, you already said the F word. They're badasses, right?
I am sorry. Again.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Just slipped out.
I make $0 off of YouTube basically, so oh, some people did. So there are going to be people that have better ways to pick up on like the aromatic sides of it, or can like almost tell how powerful they are or something like that. Because there are people that don't have like a sense of smell, right? And there are people who have a heightened sense of smell, and that will all work into this as well. Drama's right up my alley, yeah. You'll like my book that comes out in April then. Lots of trauma. Okay. What were we doing?
Trauma. Like, how can you make a D&D character without trauma? How can you write a story without trauma? It's just impossible, really.
I don't know. I am very proud of the fact that I have so far made all of my beta readers cry. So.
But not too fair. Cry in a good way or cry in a terrified?
Like.
Bad?
No, like it was emotionally damaging kind of way.
Oh, damaging.
So good kind.
Good for you as an author. The intended effect.
Yeah. It was funny. She yelled at me. She was like, "You just made me ugly cry in a Starbucks twice, and it was the same Starbucks, so I hate you." And I was like, okay. Good.
See, the problem there is being in a Starbucks in the first place.
Fair. So that's like simplified, right? That's essentially what you do here for the ingredients. Wait, this one. Six of Crows. Ah, yes, that's like that Madeline James book, but the characters aren't a bunch of nerds. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. I have a linguist, a botanist, a witch, an alchemist, and then a martial artist. So like they're less of a nerd, but they're very cute. So it'll be fun. One of his based off smells. I don't have a sense of smell. You're part of my system. I have a whole section on like people that don't have a sense of smell. It's a thing. It is based off cilantro. I'm allergic to.
Oh God! Can you imagine? Like, you have to have these little labels of warning: may contain nuts, may contain cilantro.
Oh no! I wonder if that's something I need to figure out though. How allergens work? Like, because you're bringing forward the magical component of it, and then you're distilling that out of it. So I feel like if you're allergic to the base ingredient, this wouldn't actually like cause an allergic reaction.
The thing I see there, looking at it kind of chemistry point of view, it really depends on what chemical is causing the allergy.
Yeah.
Because gingerol, I'm pretty sure. Let me just quickly check. By the way, sometimes chemists are really uninventive when it comes to naming things. So there's an gingerol. Let's looking at boiling point. Yeah, melting point 30 to 32 degrees. Boiling point. Okay, it's not here, but yeah, but something like that where it could well be within the range of water. So like alcohol, by distilling alcohol, you're still getting some water coming along with it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I feel like it's a little bit more dependent on what is the allergen.
Well, maybe it'll be, who knows? If you have an allergen, you got to be careful.
The king who's allergic to ginger getting a hangover cure.
Well, but like that's the thing. Like you can make these out of different things, right? Like it wouldn't have to be ginger. So you'd have to just be like, all right, what are your allergens? And then they'll have to like, you know.
Just like a happy combination between like chef, alchemist, and witch.
Yeah. But then you
It's
have
like,
to know if you're like, how do you know if you're allergic to a poisonous plant?
oh God. Is this gonna become a plot point?
Might have to. Maybe not for book one, because book one is already very tightly plotted.
Shame. We've got to wait longer.
Yeah. Okay, so we have two options right now because it is currently 5:45. So we've been doing this for an hour and 45 minutes. My goal was to have this be like a 2-hour stream. So I know it has gone quick. There may have to be a part 2. If people are interested in that.
I would happily be in with that one.
Ooh,
I would happily
okay.
be here for that one.
Maybe we'll have to do a part 2.
Nemo.
No, Nemo. Do we have an ingredient that is an anti-anaphylactic? Ooh, just include that as a standard in every proper potion. Ooh.
I feel like that would come from of like an antitoxin potion almost.
Yeah. So what's the like? Trying to think of how you would make that, like what that would be.
I feel like the one that initially jumps to mind is toxin base, dominant water, recessive energy, because that's expelling toxin.
But the energy would just make it more intense. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it would get rid of the toxin, but it wouldn't necessarily reverse your body's like reaction. Like if you can't breathe, taking that out isn't going to help you suddenly breathe. Oh, it's adrenaline that's you. Oh, we needed adrenaline. I feel like that's a thing.
Oh, that could be like stimulant base. Stimulant.
Yeah. Maybe the energy version of a stimulant is essentially adrenaline.
I think that would work, yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Expanding the systems.
We got you in your cilantro allergy. Fixed.
Just as long as they aren't allergic to the stimulant base.
Yeah.
But see, how would that work? Would it be which one would work out as being more powerful? The magic.
The magic, definitely the magic. Definitely the magic.
Just to make sure someone doesn't randomly die for no reason. Got it.
Yeah. Oh, we have a Jake who's very excited to see you.
Hello.
We are saving lives over here, Jake. Because we have a lovely viewer that would be allergic to our fermented cilantro. But now we have an adrenaline that we can make an epinephrine? Epinephrine,
is that? That sounds right, at least.
Yeah. Okay, brilliant.
I had a lecture on that stuff. Oh no, that was a no. One of my lectures series at the moment is titled "Beautiful and Nasty Molecules," and it's basically molecules that we're using in everyday things. So some of the things we like. Most recent one was on antibiotics. I'm pretty sure it was. No, sorry, no. Most recent one that was antibiotics. The one before that was like chemical warfare. the things you just learn about for why not.
Yeah.
I was epinephrine and ephedrine. I was getting stuck in my mind because ephedrine was in the most recent one because that is, if I remember correctly, it's based on the amphetamine base, which is because basically with it is a lot of the chemistry behind medicinal stuff is like what I was saying earlier, like an hour and a half earlier now, about like the xanthines, about how you have that same base but modules on it. A lot of medicinal chemistry is taking those bases and changing the modules on them. So there's an amphetamine base, and when you replace a hydrogen with a methyl group, that's methamphetamine, which obviously isn't so very good. But there is another group you can change, which gets, I can't remember the name of the chemical now, but it's the one that's used for Adderall. Is the active ingredient in Adderall.
Mm.
But it's like one small change essentially from a base, and you get to the the word's gone. You go from like
have an Adderall. It's right here.
drug. There we go. Look, we're my friends, and I feel like my earphones just died. I was having a joke about this with one of my friends, and the engineers have had to do an ethics course already. Chemistry, we're literally learning about how to make drugs and chemical warfare agents, and we haven't got an ethics course yet.
Oh no.
Who needs an ethics course, really? It's just like, it should be obvious, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh god.
Okay.
Anyway, sorry, no, back to this.
Oh yeah. So I think if we try to be quick and not do something that has 4 things, we can do one final potion for this stream, and then I need to take my kids trick-or-treating.
All right. Something quick.
So we could do invisibility, love charm, or
I think
flying.
would be the quickest.
Which one?
I think invisibility might be the quickest. Let's have a quick look at the bases again.
Okay. So
speed through this one.
Yeah. So what I think what we'd want here is probably an illusion type thing, potentially in the
memory base could work.
Illusion or memory. It might need to be a twofer where we have a memory type thing that would make people forget you potentially, or a confusion based one that would make people less likely to like they'd be confused when they see you kind of vibe.
So it's
also,
not kind of like true invisibility, but effective. Hi, Bib. Sorry.
Yeah,
effective invisibility.
True invisibility wouldn't be doable.
I think that could work quite well. So memory base for forgetting, would that be water dominant? Because it's like reversing memory.
Memory base. Let's open it up. I didn't fill this one out. So let's see. Adding memory would be probably like recover memories. Calming this would probably be forgetting. So this is something, okay. I have an idea here. Just a second. Aliveness memory. So grounded, something that has like memory. Maybe it can allow you to like share a memory.
Oh. No, that's quite a good one. Energy for memory could be
intense.
Could be reliving memories.
Oh, relive. Okay. So here's my thought. We would go with, because we want someone to, we didn't want them to know they didn't see us, right?
Yeah.
So if we did water dominant, earth secondary.
Yes, earth secondary, yeah.
So water, earth, and this is for memory. Fortify the memory, making it so you could retain the information well.
That would work for earth, to be fair, actually, wouldn't it?
Yeah. So here's the thing. This, I think, is where we need to bring in rocks.
Yes, let's go.
So the idea with a rock is that it provides an association, or a crystal, right? So like you can have ones that are associated with certain certain emotions. There could be a rock or a crystal or something that is associated with self. So essentially what I think you want to do, not literally like this because it sounds dumb, but like you make your little potion, right? You have that ground up like crystal in it, maybe.
Yeah.
And maybe like you're holding one too or something, I don't know. And then he like spritz the air that he like walks.
Oh, that's a thought. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
The thing as well is that it could be something like different rocks and crystals, yeah, like the idea of one that's associated with self, but that's not necessarily it directs it towards you. It could be more like or what's the word for it? It could be more like just relating to the self almost.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that could quite work, and almost rules lawyering the rocks.
Yeah. Okay, so
Half the system feels like you're just rules lawyering your way into getting a potion that works. Well, technically, if you do this and this and this, you should get this, hopefully.
hopefully, but maybe not.
Find out when you...
Okay, so for this one, I'm mostly going to take notes. So we want a memory base. Also, I feel
Details,
I feel like Bib and Jake and anyone else who popped in recently is probably very confused, right? They missed the like 45-minute intro of like all the shenanigans. Earth. And then we need rock, crystal. Okay. Does anyone know of any rocks or crystals that are commonly spiritually among places considered to associate with the self? Any crystal nerds or Googlers, welcome. So we're making rock-based perfume. Yeah. Basically.
Apparently, maybe something like citrine. Apparently, it boosts self-confidence, I think, apparently.
Confidence, okay.
So, like, you're basically so confident you're not going to be seen that you don't get seen.
Okay. Quartz? Quartz, really?
Oh.
That would be an easy one. It's pretty easy to grind up, too.
Well, yeah, absolutely. The thing is, well, citrine is a type of quartz, actually.
Mm.
Yeah.
Citrine it is. Overly specific.
Must be really specific. It needs to be citrine from this place with this color range. It has to be at least this big.
Uh-huh.
Otherwise it won't work. We don't know why.
Yes. Okay, so we have that. We were saying, okay. So you would need to essentially like spritz area with... Yes? Yeah, baby? I will see how you're dressed up in just a minute, sweetheart, when I take you trick-or-treating, but I'm almost done my stream. Like 5. Maybe less. Okay, we gotta wrap this up. All right, spritz area.
High water, recessive earth. I just saw, I think it was, I can't remember if it was Nemo or Pavilia's suggestion of forget-me-nots for the memory base. And I was just looking up the grows, and they need moist soil, but also reasonably well drained, and typically grow in like partial shade, so that could actually work quite well.
What does it smell like, though?
Oh, I don't actually know if they have much of a smell.
If they don't have much of a smell, then they would just essentially be the elemental part of it, and they wouldn't have a magical base.
The actual flower has no scent, basically, like almost no scent, apparently.
Okay, so we probably wouldn't want to use that for this.
That's a shame.
I know it is a shame.
Really funny, forget me not.
Hello. Why is everyone popping? We're like literally a minute away from ending this stream. No, but we're gonna do another one. We're gonna do another one, and we'll do it slightly later. We'll do it slightly later, like slightly.
5 minutes later.
Yeah, 5 minutes. Okay. I feel like I just mentioned it in the LTS. Oh, wait, LTS? Do you mean the Discord, or do you mean? Oh, is there a call right now?
Yes, in fact, the chat.
Yeah, I didn't even know that.
Sorry, Jake.
Oh. This is why I did a whatchama thingy. A poll. Okay.
Yeah.
Weird. Okay. Anyway, I feel like that gives us a little start here. We need to finish this up, but I feel like this is a vibe on what this looks like.
Yeah, the tantalizing part 2.
Yeah, and we will do a part 2, and it will be delightful. And I'll have to beg people to watch this first.
Yeah.
So everyone's homework. If you popped in late, watch at least the beginning part where I explain the mechanics of this. So then for the next one, you understand the system. Yeah. Or we could do like a super brief recap, but it will be very unhinged.
Which is string to be honest anyway.
Yeah, it's true. It is very unhinged. And like it's fun. It's a holiday thing. Also, just for funsies, I've got my K-pop Demon Hunter shirt on, which is the closest I'm gonna get today to a Halloween costume. Or I guess this hat is the closest.
T-shirt I got from when I was in Iceland, which has got puffin on it.
Love it. All right. Well, thank you, Eiran, for helping me out. Thank you, everybody, for coming. I feel like I need to go run away now.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah. There will be a part 2. If people have thoughts, right? If you're percolating, any of you have thoughts or ideas, like feel free to send them my way, either comments on this video or on Discord or message me or whatever, because I'm very open to thoughts. I'm very open to encouraging the nerdiness. It is the whole point of this is to be very nerdy. I believe in you, McCain. You can have a thought. I believe in you. Appropriate PPE. True. That is true.
Absolutely.
Okay. More disastrous.
Oh God, Nemo.
Yeah. Okay. Good night, everybody. Have a good weekend. Have a good evening.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. And check out Eiran's channel. If it's not linked somewhere, we'll get it linked. It'll be somewhere. Or honestly, all of you. Okay, perfect. I'll get that put in there. All right. Goodbye.